today on 15 on 15.
The Aruba Tourism Authority releases statistics for the month of March. Plus, there are only 100 days to the Olympic Games. Find out of these highlights of the preparations. And get ready for the RFC2 MMA fights. Thank you for joining us on another edition of 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 TV with Daniela Piazzi. Let's get started with our latest local news topics. With a tough year ahead for tourism, the Aruba Tourism Authority has been diversifying its market strategy to new corners of the globe. This year, the local entity hopes to attract visitors from Mexico, South Florida, England, and Switzerland. It is that time of the month again where the ATA releases its latest statistics, and March is showing a positive turnout. For the month of March, Aruba's tourism market has shown a positive growth compared to the same month in 2015. In overall island visitors, there has been an increase of 6.3%, totaling the amount of island guests to 6,492. But for stayover visitors specifically, Aruba welcomed tourists from 3 continents. From North America, there was a 0.8% increase, which represents 58.4% of the total market. From Latin America, Venezuela grew by 13% and Colombia by 24.7%, which is mainly due to the elimination of their visa requirements. Visitors from the region account for 32.2% of the total market. And from Europe, there has been an increase of 0.6%, being mainly from Sweden, which increased by 0.5%, yet the Netherlands decreased by 4.7%. The European market accounts for 5.7% of the Aruba tourism. Moving forward, when talking about the cruise ship tourism market, for the first 3 months of 2016, Aruba welcomed 279,844 passengers, which embarked on 138 ships. Compared to 2015, this is an increase of 21.2%. On another note, for tourism in general, Aruba has seen a dip in expenditures. Through a variety of surveys, the reasons, therefore, were compacted down to 5 factors, being poor service, lack of luxury casinos, lack of cultural activities, lack of payment methods, and lack of authentic Aruban products and original family-friendly activities. However, the biggest driving factor to the island were reported to be the weather, beach, and security of Aruba. The ATA statistics also show a shift in the accommodations market. Over the past couple of years, the new worldwide trend has been to stay in vacation rental houses, apartments, and villas. Here on the island, this has impacted the local resort tremendously. Over the past couple of years, the island has seen more and more that stayover visitors are booking alternative accommodations as opposed to high-rise resorts. Think of locations you can find on Airbnb, Flipkey, or HomeAway.com. Therefore, the Ministry of Tourism, together with the Aruba Tourism Authority, have set a plan of action to verify that wherever a tourist stays on the island, it is always up to par. With the new monitoring system for the month of March, 35.2% of visitors stayed in alternative accommodations, 34.8% of those in high-rise hotels, and 22.5% in timeshares. When looking at the numbers given by the Aruban Central Bank for 2015, tourism receipts increased by 2.8% in 2015, totaling at $2.9 million US. And according to the Aruba Hotel and Tourism Association, the average daily rate has increased by 3.7% and the RevPAR by 5.1%. So there you have it. That is the complete wrap-up on tourism statistics for the month of March. Moving forward, during Prime Minister Mike Eamon's visit to New York, he received the opportunity to be the host of a meeting with the World Resources Institute. During this evening, Prime Minister Mike Eamon shared Aruba's sustainable vision for 2020.
We held this event because tomorrow there's going to be a very important debate in the UN about how the Sustainable Development Agenda links to climate change. And to support that debate, we felt it would be good to have people discuss a bit more informally over dinner, but at a high level. So we were very happy that Prime Minister Eamon agreed to host this dinner for us.
The World Resources Institute is a global research institute which works with over 50 countries around the globe. Their aim is to work on 6 global challenges being food, forest, water, climate, and energy and cities. During this evening, these topics were mainly focused on due to the fact that they are related to the United Nations goal for sustainable development and the Paris Climate Accord. However, small island nations such as Aruba are the first to feel the effects of climate changes. Therefore, they play a big role in the World Resources Institute research.
The SIDS obviously are the most affected of all countries on climate change, and so we do a lot of work on the issue of adaptation and resilience. We have a large team of 100 people working on climate change to fight to stop climate change, but of course we're not going to stop it fully. And so we have another large team working on the issue of resilience. And so we do a lot of mapping of sea level rise. We do a lot of analysis of flood risks and so on. We do a lot of analysis of the costs of climate change on vulnerable countries. But then we spend most of our time trying to figure out what to do with it. And so what would be a smart policy to make an economy more resilient?
We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a quick commercial break. When we come back from the break, these are the highlights for Rio 2016. Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. This week marked exactly 100 days until the Olympic Games in Rio for Aruba. Currently, we have athletes competing for taekwondo, sailing, and swimming. But with controversy after controversy going on in the host city, Rio de Janeiro, do we expect everything to be set for the big day? Find out now. With 100 days to go until the opening ceremony of the Summer Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, here are some key storylines to look out for. First of all, President under pressure. Impeachment proceedings against Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff are now headed to the Senate, which is expected to decide in mid-May whether she will go on trial. Next is the Zika virus. Olympic officials say they're confident that their preparations to protect visitors this summer from contracting the Zika virus. On the ground, workers are monitoring areas near venues to drain stagnant water where mosquitoes that spread the virus can breed. However, officials also say that timing of the games to be held in Brazil's winter means the mosquitoes will be less of an issue. Thirdly, venues are nearly ready. Olympic organizers say venues hosting all sports during the Rio de Janeiro Games are 95% complete. Next is water pollution. Water testing by the Associated Press found alarming high levels of viruses and bacteria in water where sports such as sailing, rowing, and canoeing and open water swimming will be held. Also, ticket sales. About half of 7.5 million tickets for the Rio de Janeiro Games are sold out. Brazil is in the recession, and a national corruption scandal has ensnared dozens of top political and business leaders. Next is refugee athletes. For the first time, a team of refugee Olympic athletes will compete in the Games. The IOC expects the team will have 5 to 10 athletes competing under the Olympic flag in Rio. And finally, who will be competing for Aruba? For sailing, it will be Nicole van der Velden and Thijs Visser as a duo, and Philippine van Aanholt for single. Mikkel Schreuders together with Alison Ponson for swimming, and Monica Pimentel for taekwondo. We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a quick commercial break. After the break, the international MMA fighters get ready for the Aruban ring. Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. For the first time this week, Aruba will be hosting an international MMA competition. Fighters from around the globe have gathered here on the island to go head-to-head for a UFC world ranking position. In preparations for the big day, we had some of these top athletes in our studio to tell us a little bit about their preparations, their strategy, and mentality going into the Aruban ring. The Aruban RFC organization has brought top MMA professionals from Brazil, Venezuela, and the Netherlands and the United States to go head-to-head with Aruba's talents. This was an idea that first came about when the local fighter Gregory Milliard competed for a MMA world title.
The idea came about 4 months ago, right before when Gregory went to fight in the States, and then we got the honor to meet these people, and then they say, hey, how about we do an event here in Aruba? So to take the MMA here in Aruba to another level, to another level. We invite the USC fighters to come here, and we invite the world to come here to see that in Aruba we have talent.
In past local events, the RFC organization has hosted over 5,000 Aruban fanatics. And with a variety of local talents this time, including fan favorites such as Gregory Milliart, Tristan Ned, and Chiara Petrocchi, the crowds are expected to flood in. From the Netherlands, the two-time Dutch MMA champion Michael Kuiper will be going head-to-head with world champion Gregory Milliart.
I fought since 2009. I have 19 fights with 15 wins, 4 losses. I fight in the UFC before in the United States. But now this is like, to come back to the UFC if I get winning again. So he's good, he's well-rounded, but I trust on my judo, my kickboxing from Holland, so it's going to be a good fight.
And from the United States, Houston Alexander will be fighting against local Tristan Ned. Houston Alexander is a professional mixed martial artist who currently competes in Bellator's light heavyweight division, a professional competitor since 2001. Alexander has also competed for the UFC, Shark Fights, the RFA, and KSW. And he expresses that he is more than ready to take on this fight.
Well, the expectations for the Arubian people is to know that they're going to get a great fight. We come to fight. We didn't come all the way from the States to shake hands or to pat people on the back. We came to fight. Well, I heard he's pretty popular with the locals. So he's fought in different countries. So it's not like he doesn't have any experience. But I don't think he's fought against anyone like myself.
Houston's coach Joe Bowdler is a former MMA fighter that has been in it from the start. And for the past 2 months, it has been nothing but intensive training for Alexander.
You know what, for about the past, usually we start fight camp about 2 months out, and it's nonstop training in that time frame. It's nothing but eating, drinking, and sleeping Evan Ned's destruction. It's no joke because we're not going to be in a stepping stone for Evan Ned to get into the next level. We're gonna have to stop him right in his tracks. So if you wanna be pleased, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to dash your hopes a little bit, but afterwards we can all shake hands and be friends, right, Houston?
Maybe.
For more information on the MMA event, you can visit RFC Aruba on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching these weird local news updates and trending Aruba topics. Be sure to like our 15 on 15 Facebook and Instagram page for all of your latest news updates. Also, don't forget to tune back in tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. for more 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV. See ya then.